Warning! Warning! This podcast is not for the easily offended. We are two guys that think everything and anything can or is a joke.
There is no limits to what our minds may come up with. But understand, these thoughts are all in the nature of comedy, and nothing said here should be taken as gospel. Neither of us are Jesus.
Our testosterone is just too damn high, man.
Fuck yeah, brother!
Anyway, welcome to the show. Prepare to witness a hurricane of humor and thunderous thoughts as we take conversations on a whirlwind to the limits. Hell yeah, brother.
I don't care about humor. Sam, without humor, there's only Hitler.
Do you think that Tarzan was a virgin whenever he met Jane, or was he clapping monkey ass before that?
AIDS. My last name may be Todd, but I'm no retard.
Whoa.
You look like a guy that only watches Simpsons porn. You're a fucking homosexual.
You're the homie Sean Connery, dude. You
Dude,
nothing wrong.
from his grave. Give me a Ouija board. Let's talk about bitches, Sean. Hanging out with me is like a ride on the Titanic. You didn't expect it, but you're getting wet. If I'm in Bangkok and get fooled, but I don't hate it, am I bisexual?
What if I texted you something like, Daddy, I'll throw it back on you?
If you ever text me the words daddy, I will block you. Of course the conspiracies about the Jews are real, because their holy land is called
Israel.
and treat her like a Twizzler and twist her up and naked twister.
What you're gonna do is you're gonna go to clapcleats.com. Promo code Hurricane of Thoughts. That's Thoughts, THOTS.
What's good, Hurricane homies? It's your boy. It's the Juggernaut Jester Josh, coming at you live on a Tubular Tuesday. And unfortunately for us, the sausage-slinging samurai has been kidnapped by the Australian mafia and forced to do labor for way less than minimum wage. But I digress, because I've got Obama on it. I called up Obama this morning. That's right, Obama's my friend. I called up Obama this morning and I said, hey, yo, Obama. My friend Sam's been kidnapped by the fucking Australian mafia, my man. Forced to do labor from less than minimum wage. And Obama said he's on it. As soon as the Triple B, bumbling buffoon Biden, gets Hawaii some motherfucking help. Because Hawaii is on fire. It's on fire. What's up, Jer? What's going on, brother? Do you see it? Does everybody see it on the thing? Does everybody see it on the thing? How do I sound right now, Jer? Talk to me. I made some adjustments. Do I sound pretty clear right now? How does it sound? Trying to figure it out. Oh, yeah. Trying to figure it out. Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah. Let's go. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Let's get it going, dude. Yeah, dude. And Jared, only upon request, but look at this. Bang! So you guys can see the detail. Yeah, but that's a surprise for Red. Yeah. There. Now that we got the audio situation figured out, let's fucking get into it, baby. Alright. Let's go, dude. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie to you. There was actually an incident when I started the stream. So the first time that I started the stream, it was only streaming to Kick and not to Twitch. So then I had to end the stream and restart the stream, and then it streamed to Twitch and Kick, I believe. It says we have no viewers on Kick, which is not unusual, but yeah, I don't know. It says it's streaming. I guess we'll find out. As long as we're on the Twitch, though, we've got interactions, baby. Fucking go, dude. Okay. So I'm not gonna lie, I don't got much to talk about this week. Much like Austin Powers when he lost his mojo, I had to take a mental week and not read the news. It was affecting me too much. I played video games instead. That's on me. So this one's going to be very interesting because I don't have much to talk about. So if you guys have any suggestions or anything of a such nature, that'd be greatly appreciated. What's up, dude? Hey, dude. Hey, what's up, dude? Winston, dude. All right, everybody. In the chat right now is Winston Wesley Wyndham Price. You guys know his grandfather was an infamous vampire slayer. And he is also kidnapped right now by the fucking Australian mafia, forced to do labor. Now, unfortunately for Sam, Sam is being forced to do labor against his will on a Tubular Tuesday for significantly less than minimum wage. But Winston here, he gets more than minimum wage. Now, could it be justice? I don't know. I don't know how things work in the land down under. But I know the mafia is cruel for stealing away a co-host on a Tubular Tuesday. You should only steal him, what would you say? Wednesday through Sunday, Monday. Wednesday through Monday you can have him. Australian mafia. Fucking pieces of shit. Yeah, dude, check this out, dude. No more ads for you. Check this out, dude. Oh, here we go. And then, boom. And then, pow. Click, bang, boom. We clear the room. All right. There we go. Yes. Australia versus England. Woman in 12-ish time. Oh, an Australian woman versus an England woman in the 1200s? Is that what you're asking me right now? An Australian woman versus an England woman. What? It's not even close, dude. An Australian woman will whip a snake out of her fucking boot. There's a snake in my boot. The Australian woman will whip a snake out of her boot, smack the crumpet right out the English lady's fucking hand, okay? And then seduce the Viking, and then fucking have the entire English village slayed, dude. It's not even close, dude. Australians were born criminals. They're hot. They deal with Komodo dragons. They have dragons. Everybody forgets that. They have, I mean, it's only in name, but they have dragons. They have the most venomous fucking insects and snakes on the fucking planet, dude. Do you think that woman don't know a few things or two? All the fucking 1200s English lady knows is fucking, oh, we love the queen and sip my tea, oh yeah. It's a bunch of fucking bullshit. That's what it is, bruv. Sorry, football. 12-hour time. Oh. The match went on for 12 hours? That's crazy, bro. So, Australia versus England. Okay. So, I'm assuming it was a low-scoring game. Because it's soccer, right? Because, you know, like, soccer and baseball have the same fucking issue. It's boring for most of the game. For 90% of the game, you're just sitting there like, thank God I have a cell phone to look at right now. Because otherwise, I'd have to get blackout drunk and fight this guy wearing the other team's jersey. That's what that's what it is, bro. In 12 hours? Oh, in 12 hours. For the Women's World Cup? All right. Let me go with this. Okay, so it's Australia versus England. I'm gonna look up what the chicks look like. I'm gonna go based on hotness because that's who's gonna win. Women's Cup Finals. Women's Cup Finals. What? Bro, it's Spain versus somebody else. Oh, okay. Okay. So they're fighting to see who goes to the World Cup Finals. Okay. Women's Cup Australian team. Come on. Show me the baddies, baby. Show them to me. Let me see them. Let me see the hoes. Okay? Mid, 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 hot, mid, 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 hot, mid, mid. That's a dude. That's a fucking dude right there, dude. You can't tell me that's not a dude. That's a dude. Okay, so Australian team only got fucking 2 hotties, a bunch of mids, and a dude. Okay, England. Come on. You're stealing all of our acting jobs. You better be hot, hoes. Okay, so we got hot. What the fuck is that? That is a booger wolf. That is a booger wolf. How did she make it to the finals? What the fuck? She's got the Forrest Whitaker eye, dude. What the fuck's going on here? Holy shit. We got some, dude, there's a bunch of Brian Urlachers on this fucking team. What the, there's a unibrow. The English soccer team has Anthony Davis's sister. 100%, dude. A black Eastern looking bitch with a giant unibrow. And a pancake nose. Shout out Lamar Jackson, dude. Okay, so England only has 1 hot chick. All the other ones look like booger wolves or autistic kids. Holy shit, this chick looks like, what the fuck is wrong with her face? What's up with that, dude? Check this shit out, chat. What's up with this chick's face? Oh. Look, there's Anthony Davis's sister right here. Yep, you see that? And then what is up with this chick's face? That is full, dude, she teleported here from the 1200s, dude. We brought it back to the 1200s, baby. Fucking Christ, what is up with this? Get out of my face with this horse cucky. Unbelievable, even. Yeah, dude, Australians winning, dude. Australia is winning 100%. They've got a couple mid-girls versus some booger wolves. Hilarious. Dude, hey. Dude, the one chick really, dude, it was wild behavior looking at the one chick's face. 100%, dude. She looks like she needs a bonnet. Dude, she looks like owns a little house on the prairie, dude. She looks like she turns the candle out at night and goes, "Good night, John boy." And only old people get that. Nobody on Twitch even gets that reference. Son of a bitch. I'm outdated, chat. I grew up in a different time. Oh, no. But I'm still sick with the shit. That's why I call him Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman. You know what I'm saying? The way I kill these jokes, it's murder she wrote. You know what I'm saying? You need a detective to dissect all these clues. Matlock style. You know what I'm saying? I just ran down the entire fucking old, like, 70s and 60s and 80s fucking popular TV shows right there, dude. Dude, did anybody here watch any of the old-ass shows? Did anybody here watch any, like, what's the oldest show that you've seen more than 5 episodes of? Because I've seen, like, Bonanza. I've seen fucking, the Waltons. Good night, John boy. I've seen Little House on the Prairie Dog. Little House on the Prairie Dog. Dude, that reminds me, dude. In high school, I had a teacher who could have got it. Shout out Mrs. Schmidt. Hey, girl, what's happening? Okay. So, Mrs. Schmidt, one day, me and this other guy were so annoying that she said, "Do you guys want to come teach the class?" And we were like, "Fuck yeah, dude." And do you think I went up there and taught the class? Or do you think I went up there and just started doing jokey jokes? I let Joey talk and then I'd interrupt. And we were talking about prairies or something like that. Like the migration across the fucking West or some bullshit. And we were talking about prairies. And I was like, "It's like, you ain't never had a little prairie dog? A little prairie dog?" Three Stooges, Gunsmoke. That 90s show Everyone Loves Raymond. And we've got a giant in the building. a giant in the building.
Didn't realize it was the fucking fair. I got caught up there.
Oh, damn. My bad, bro. Three Stooges?
Who would you be, Larry, Curly, or Mo?
Dude, I'm 100%. Ooh, that's a good question. I want to say I'd be Larry,
Yeah.
but I also feel like I might be Mo.
One or the other.
I'm just definitely not Curly.
Curly. Fuck Curly.
I am definitely not Curly, dude. We leave that to the Jewish people's hairs.
But black
Got him.
Black people got that nappy hair.
Dude, we don't make fun of blacks here. I just had a black guy on the episode a few weeks ago. Ain't never had a Jew on the show. Coincidence?
I'm Catholic. We're like after Jews, right?
Yeah,
We're
dude.
like the Jewish afterthought.
Oh, no, I thought you meant you guys are after them.
Oh,
like,
well.
oh, yeah, dude. We're after the Jews, dude. We're going for them, dude.
That too.
100%, dude.
Who the hell said that 90s show? Were they saying they like that 90s show?
No, I asked everybody what was the oldest show they've seen more than 5 episodes of.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They never seen that 70s show?
Well, I don't know.
'Cause that's older than that 90s show.
That's not what it's called. He's talking about Everybody Loves Raymond.
Oh.
The 90s show, Everybody Loves Raymond.
I was going to say, that's not very old at all.
See, that 70s show had you fucked up because you associated that with the
Yeah.
title of the show.
Yeah.
But he was describing the 90s and then the show Everybody Loves Ray, and then he forgot the Mond. I don't know what the fuck his problem is with Mond. Maybe he knows some guy that banged his bitch named Armando or some shit like that. I don't know what's up with him, but he just put Ray. But we know.
Some of those really old shows are really good, like the Rockford Files. Like that show slaps.
My grandma made me watch on a black and white TV. I've seen at least 30 episodes of Bonanza, at least 20 episodes of Little House on the Prairie, at least 20 episodes of The Waltons.
Beverly Hills Billies. That was
Before you got here, I fucking mentioned Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman. Then I said Matlock, Murder, She Wrote. You know, Columbo. You know what I'm saying?
Kojak.
Yeah, dude. I was out here in these TV streets, bro. I was out here in the time machine streets of TV.
I never had cable growing up, so like when I was in middle school, and
No, my grandma had a
digital TV,
black and white tube TV with box sets of VHS tapes of all these TV shows.
So my grandpa had Red Skeleton and stuff. I don't
We
know
had-
if you ever saw that.
You know what my favorite one was?
That's comedy.
You know I'm a history guy, right? So my favorite one, before I even knew I loved history, my favorite one was there was a box set. The Alamo movie with John Wayne is so long,
Yeah.
it came out on 3 different VHS tapes. Because it's like a 4-hour fucking movie. Everybody complains nowadays about these Marvel movies and Christopher Nolan movies that go like 2.5, 3 hours. And I'm like, yo, I ain't never watched the motherfucking Alamo. That shit was made when it actually was like a big deal to film something because the technology was so new it cost money. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's 34.
Well, that's not good.
Those older movies that were that long got away with it because there wasn't any like dead air or anything.
Well,
Yeah.
also, there was only a few places to see that, you know?
Yeah, that's true as well. You weren't flooded with all the bullshit.
And then they would just break it down into parts. So it was part 1, they'd show it, and then they'd have like a half-hour show or something in between. Or they'd show it from 8 to 11 for 3 nights in a row. It's a 3-night event. The Alamo!
Everybody recorded on your VHS player.
Dude, that was fire, dude. So, like, that's what always made me laugh about, like, pirating. Because I was growing up, like, well, why would they make the technology so easy to pirate stuff? Like, I can just press the button, and it goes, whoop! And then,
They
like,
sell this.
yeah, and then iTunes came out, and that's when people started freaking out. And I'm like,
Napster was the big one.
well, that's the one that got shut down, but iTunes made it, like, a thing. You know, they started cutting deals, screwing people over. Because when it first started, nobody thought it was going to turn into what it was. So a lot of big-name people, like Metallica and stuff, they're still pissed about their deals. Because in their mind, they were like, oh, you're going to give me $1 million for access to my records? Oh, 55 people are going to listen to that on your thing. And then they kept the same contract, and now it's the biggest thing in America, and they're still only getting no residuals or anything. They just got that one lump sum in the fucking early 2000s.
They got $1 million per album. Those poor bastards.
Well, yeah. It's the same thing with
Metallica's always been a bunch of whiny bitches too. I love Metallica, but
you can love the music and not the people.
yeah,
Yeah.
like you too.
Yeah, dude.
I'd strangle Bono probably if I actually had a conversation with him, but I love you too.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I think Freddie Mercury is one of the most talented people in the history of music, but I'd never let him suck me off. You know what I mean?
I would.
I wouldn't.
Just be like, yeah,
Nah, dude.
Freddie Mercury sucked me off.
Nah, dude. The Freddie Mercury ain't touching this penis, bro.
As long as you don't put it in his butt.
Didn't he die of AIDS?
Yeah, I don't think you can get AIDS from oral though, can you? I don't know.
Dude, you can get AIDS just from looking at him. That's what I heard.
It's like blood. I guess saliva could do it.
Dude, there's this old guy that lives down the street. He was telling me about it the other day. He was bitching about Fauci on the gazebo, the public gazebo down here. I was just walking around. I'm trying to lose some weight, so I've been doing some walking. Okay? And he's like, "Hey man, what's going on?" You know, I start talking to him. I sit down and take my little rest at the gazebo, and he starts just rattling off stuff about conspiracies and shit. And then he starts getting on the Fauci and how Fauci made AIDS. And I was like, "Wait, Fauci made AIDS?" He was like,
You know he fucked that monkey.
"Exactly. That's what, dude. That's what he was saying." He was like, "You think Fauci just started gain of function with COVID? Nah, he's been doing gain of function, but before he was real hands-on, if you know what I'm saying." And I was like, "What the fuck, dude? You think Fauci was just in a laboratory fucking monkeys till a disease happened?"
He could have been.
And I guess it's true, dude. I guess so.
Schrodinger's cat. You can't prove to me that he wasn't doing that.
Fauci's AIDS?
Yeah.
Schrodinger's cat and Fauci's AIDS.
That's right.
It's what it is.
As long
dude.
as that box is not open, he is both fucking and not fucking.
That's true, dude. If there's no windows and nobody can see what's happening in the laboratory, was it a science experiment or rape? Nobody knows. It's Fauci's monkey.
Bestiality for the win.
I think Fauci inspired Twilight, dude.
Yeah?
Yeah, dude.
Fucking werewolves?
Vampires are bats. And he fucked up a fucking beast. Bestiality. He was about fucking dead people, which is COVID. COVID killed a bunch of people.
Does she fuck the werewolf and the vampire at some point?
I've never watched the movies. I just make it up. You don't need to watch them.
I'm not sure like what the actual...
I've seen 3 parody movies.
Well, I had a little sister, so I did see the movies in passing growing up.
You know what sucks for me, dude? Well, it doesn't suck, but can I admit something?
What?
Kristen Stewart is one of those actresses where half the time I think she's extremely gorgeous and half the time I think she's ugly.
She's alright.
She's mid.
She's more than mid.
But in one movie, there was one movie I saw her in where I was like, holy shit, bruh. She's hot as hell. And then in all the other movies, I'm like, she's cute, but she's not nothing, you know?
I like the older actresses a bit more.
Name your favorites. Looks-wise only. Not on skill, because then you put Meryl Streep in that bitch.
I have to think. Looks-wise. I'm not very good with actor and actresses' names anymore.
Well, then just name a movie that they were in.
The black-haired bitch from Criminal Minds. She was in the later seasons of Community. She shows up on other TV shows here and there. Let me Google her.
I know who you're talking about. She's like got the emo bangs, like little emo black bangs.
Oh, she's got like long. I don't know. I guess maybe that's emo.
I might be thinking of a different one, dude. I might be.
You might be. Are you thinking of the young girl from?
No, I'm thinking of like the one who's like. I'm not gonna lie. I've seen 12 episodes of Criminal Minds.
She's like a main character on.
Yeah. If it's the one I'm thinking of.
Paget Brewster.
Oh yeah, I know her. Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, she's. I always thought she was.
Yeah, she's attractive.
That's like my. I don't know. If I had a fetish or something, that would be my.
You know
more
what?
than like the younger actors.
So when I was super young, okay, Jim Carrey was my favorite actor. Okay, I loved all the fucking Ace Venturas. I loved Liar Liar, like all that shit. You know what I'm saying? When I saw The Mask, Cameron Diaz in The Mask is so hot.
Yeah.
But she's not hot in any other movie, really.
But she's hot, but she also always kind of looks like she's running a fever.
She looks like
I've always had that thought about her, and she also looks really plastic.
Well, just in like I've looked it up since I've had this thought. she looks like, I don't know if they used a filter or something, if she had just a perfect makeup artist that day. Whatever it is, when she's in the movie The Mask, is her hottest of all time.
Well, that's like young Cameron Diaz.
And then,
too. Like,
so like, when I think of scenes that, like, when I think back, like scenes of women in movies that just blow my mind, I think of Megan Fox in Transformers when she's on the car hood. But, you know.
Again, though, she also has that, like, running a fever plasticky look to her.
I think of Gabrielle Union in Bad Boys 2 when she's walking out of the ocean. I think of this one's funny. Beyonce in Austin Powers when she's in the yellow leather tracksuit with the deep V in the big fro.
And in the Pink
Ooh,
Panther
that
movie.
shit does something for me, my boy.
A couple scenes.
Yeah, where she gets out of the pool.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm gonna fight Jay-Z, bro.
Yeah, Beyonce's definitely. She's also like an older lady though.
Yeah.
In a lot of the things that she was in. That's why I like over 30s. like at least.
Let's see who else.
They
is
was talking
there?
about the dad bod. I like the really hot mom bod.
You know the ones that people always talk about that I don't get? Jennifer Gardner. She's attractive. She's not.
Is she from Hunger Games?
No, that's Jennifer Lawrence. Jennifer Gardner's from Elektra.
Oh.
You know that? You know what I'm talking about?
Okay. Yeah,
She's cute.
Yeah.
She's nothing crazy though.
And the
Jared says Jennifer Aniston
Jennifer Aniston gets hotter as she gets older. Salma Hayek.
is so hot.
Yeah.
That's why Quentin Tarantino's the GOAT, bro.
That's like one of the.
Do you know about that?
What?
About Quentin Tarantino?
What do you do?
You know he has a foot fetish, right? Okay? And in the movie with Selma Hayek, when she's a belly dancer or whatever, and she's nude, she pours vodka down her body and it runs down her leg.
Oh, is he the one that...
He cast himself as the guy to drink the vodka off of her leg. Now that's goated.
Yeah, and just being in front of a fucking topless Salma Hayek, that's pretty fucking...
Yeah, dude.
It's also kind of creepy that he would do something like that.
That's why it's goated, because he didn't care. He's like, I know how this is going to be perceived, but I want to do it anyway.
Yeah, but the fact that it's in the movie, too. It's just like, oh...
Well, you have to put it in the movie or it's even creepier.
Yeah.
If you don't put it in the movie, it's way creepier.
It's creepy regardless.
Yeah. But...
Look at Salma Hayek's okay with it. I don't fucking care.
Yeah, but listen, hear me out, dude. You tell me every other male actor that wouldn't have seen the audition for it, if he didn't cast himself and he opened up the casting to everybody, you don't think every fucking dude with a foot fetish or just that was in love with Salma Hayek, no matter what, it's creepy for her.
Well, I think the only fair way to have done it would have been make Jennifer Aniston drink the liquor.
I think the only way to do it...
Also topless.
I think the only way to do it is have Salma Hayek topless drinking it from herself. CGI.
Like a
CGI.
Ouroboros.
All I want is Selma Hayek drinking her own vodka from her naked leg naked. That's it. End of story.
You can type that into your AI thing.
Yeah, dude, Looper.
Yeah. Ouroboros Salma Hayek drinking liquor from her feet. Or something like that.
You want me to try it?
If you want to.
Alright, I'll try it.
I was thinking it's a good idea to have for the next one you do it. We have to come up with a good way to phrase it.
Yeah.
Ouroboros is the snake eating its own tail. It's like a representation of infinity. So if
What, do we know what movie that is?
That's it's from Till Dusk Till Dawn or something. Tarantino vampire. Yeah, From Dusk Till Dawn. 1996.
Should we include the movie, maybe?
Maybe Salma Hayek from... I don't know if it would understand that, though. It might be too specific. You might not even understand Salma Hayek. Salma Hayek... Maybe not even put Salma Hayek. Just put, like, belly dancer...
Oh my god, dude, it's not working.
Pouring liquor.
We can do it at the end. For some reason, my program's not working.
So I'm just trying to think of the best way to like phrase it where it actually, like, you don't want to confuse it by putting like Salma Hayek maybe. It might be like, oh, just need to put pictures of Salma Hayek.
Yeah.
With messed up teeth and fingers.
So, this conversation brought up something. So I know a lot of people aren't versed in the world of iFunny because it is, it's very annoyingly toxic
A
place.
hive of scum and villainy.
Oh yeah. Everybody thinks that every black person that does anything remotely bad should be killed. They believe that like if you do anything they don't agree with, they'd like to put a bullet in. They're delusional people for the most part. Okay? But there are a few gems, and one of them is a username called I Wanna Fuck a Sokka. Okay?
Sokka from WWE?
No, from
No, that's not even a Sokka.
from Star Wars.
Oh, Ahsoka.
Yeah, Ahsoka, whatever, dude. Okay? And
Isn't she like a teen? Oh, she comes back and as an adult. Never mind.
so
She was a little girl.
hey Jared, do me a favor. Go on Discord and message Red. Tell her I got a surprise for her.
Josh is on a fuck Ahsoka.
Yeah. No, but somebody, because they're super racist, and they cast Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka in the show coming up. Okay. So somebody screenshotted one of like how like no matter how beautiful you are, you can have a certain picture from a movie screenshotted and you don't look great, right? Because you're making a crazy face, something, right? So she's in full makeup, Ahsoka makeup. She's like grimacing or something, so her face is all weird. And they screenshot it and they go, I wonder how I want to fuck Usuka, or whatever the fuck, feels about them casting this fucking chimp or whatever. And then he goes, hey man, she's an alien. I'm gonna fuck her no matter what. And I thought that was pretty progressive.
She's an alien with Jedi powers. She friggin' squeeze you.
It's over.
Extra squeeze.
The fucking Jedi grip, dude.
Using the Force to...
Yeah,
a
dude.
Force job. That sounds bad.
A force job?
A Force job.
Yeah, dude, that sounds like you're gonna get the FBI called.
Luke, use the Force, Luke. Obi-Wan, stop! I'm trying to crank it to thoughts of my sister.
Luke, I'm your daddy.
Luke, you're not supposed to know she's your sister yet. Oh, shit!
Luke, I'm your daddy. Now take my saber up the ass.
No, you're just turning into gay Star Wars porno.
Dude, that's what they would do, though. 100%, dude.
That's what they would do, though.
That's what they would do. They'd turn it into a gay Star Wars fucking porno, dude.
I'm sure there's more than one gay Star Wars porno in existence.
Well, I'm not gonna find out.
I mean, we could probably Google how many Star Wars pornos. I'm gonna Google that right now. How many Star Wars pornos
How many Star Wars
parodies have been
gay? How many gay?
specifically gay?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do both.
Because I've seen a few Star Wars pornos. I like those.
Exactly. Well,
I'm a big parody guy.
you don't see that often anymore, but back in the day, that was like the whole. How many? First they'll do just straight up Star Wars porn parodies.
I'm lonely enough that I'd fuck an alien, dude. Pornhub has taught me that. I know that for a fact. If an alien resembles a human enough, no matter the skin, dude, that's how not racist I am, dude. You can have green skin and I fucking get hard, dude. What's happening?
There's nothing that gives you like
There's no stats?
number. No. I figured that might be something somebody may have made a statistic of because it's Star Wars, but nah. But a lot.
A lot.
There was a website that was like dedicated to listing them, so
Heard?
I didn't click on it. So I'm not clicking on any of those.
Okay, so what do you know about this Maui fire, dude?
It's not important. We gotta send money to the Ukraine.
You're damn fucking skippy, brother. You're damn rootin' tootin'. Back shooting.
Hawaii's barely even a part of the States. We should have just gave it back to Japan, you know?
My whole thing is like, y'all got volcanoes. Y'all should be ready for hot stuff. You know what I mean? And then you just have the mayor of Hawaii blaming global warming. Dude, it's global warming, dude. There's a new type of grass out in this bitch.
Well,
I'm like, well,
the
hold
best
on a
way to
minute.
get the current administration's attention is be like, hey, it's this, right, guys? Yeah.
And then Joe Biden's just sitting on a beach, and they're like, "Sir, this is the deadliest wildfire in over a century in the United States. Do you have any comment?" No comment.
And he licks the microphone thinking it's an ice cream cone.
Yeah, dude, chocolate chip or whatever the fuck he said is his favorite.
This tastes like my granddaughter.
That's sick, dude. That's sick, dude.
He's the one going around smelling kids.
Well, dude, do you know that, like, okay, so you know how the Hunter Biden laptop story was like, it was like deemed Russian disinformation, and now it turns out it's all real? Okay? At the same time, around the same time, a diary of Joe Biden's granddaughter was found, and it has some pretty disturbing things. Like, in one of them it says, "I don't understand why Grandpa always wants to take a shower with me," or something like that. Just weird stuff, right? Okay, and that one, they didn't even come out and say it's a conspiracy. They never acknowledged it.
They disowned her, didn't they?
Well, they don't acknowledge she exists.
Yeah,
okay.
Essentially.
Oh, that's actually a different granddaughter.
That's a different one.
Yeah,
Another
this
one
one-
that he touched that they had to shut up.
No, well, okay. So the story with that one is that Hunter was on a crack binge and he fucked a stripper, and the stripper got pregnant. And the Bidens won't acknowledge that baby because they believe that the mother is just a money-grubbing piece of shit that used drugs to seduce Hunter to get Biden semen to secure her for the rest of her life. That's their story, and that's why they won't acknowledge the baby. Okay.
Her semen's too valuable. I think all male Bidens should have their genitalia removed.
Exactly, dude.
All of them.
Let's start a campaign. It's a campaign of castration.
Neuter your Bidens.
dude.
Spay and neuter your Bidens, everybody.
We need Bob Barker, dude. We need Bob Barker. Make sure you help control the Biden population and get your local Biden spayed and neutered. Call 1-800. What the fuck's going on in the government?
Maybe Drew Carey can back him up, because I think he keeps that campaign going strong as well.
Well, he's Drew carrying it right into the ground.
Price is Right's still pretty popular, I bet.
In doctors' offices and airports.
Yeah. That's a lot of fucking TVs watching you, though.
That's true, dude. Literally, I saw a stat the other day that said that
That's probably most TV, like
if it
normal
wasn't
TV today.
if it wasn't for doctors' offices, hospitals, airports, and some other industry, I think nursing homes, that most of cable would be gone already.
I believe it. I believe that for sure.
Biden control? Why are we acting like it doesn't exist? Well, clearly it doesn't exist. Hunter Biden's got super sperm, dude. His brother dies, he fucks and gets his brother's wife pregnant. Well, his dead brother's wife pregnant. And then he gets a stripper pregnant on the first time, unless, my man's on cocaine. And for some reason, because he's a super Biden, it gives him the opposite effect where he stays hard. And he can just go, go, go. But all I hear from people that have done cocaine and fucked is that it's hard to come. So let's just assume that he's on all the drugs that they say he was on when he fucked that stripper. It's a miracle he even came, let alone got her pregnant on the first try.
Oh, when you do crack so much, when you can afford that much crack in medical care,
If you can afford so much cocaine that you accidentally leave it in the White House, then, word up, dude. Joe Biden had like a secretary go up to security and be like, Joe would like to look at this, and then gave it back to his son.
The Secret Service deemed that not important. I'll whisk your dick. You
Whiskey dick?
little prick. Yeah, I've heard of whiskey dick.
Well, I knew this little guy who's brothers of a friend of mine, okay? And one time he was on the cocaine, okay? And he was fucking this little baddie, okay? They were dating. And she did not know he was on cocaine because he was not supposed to be on the cocaine. So he did not say, hey, I'm on cocaine. So they was fucking and fucking and fucking. And he was hard, but he wasn't coming. Okay? And after a while, she had a breakdown and started crying and said, you don't think I'm attractive, that's why you can't come. So he had to spend the next 3 days lying, being like, dude, you stress, whatever. Because he couldn't admit he was on cocaine. And he also couldn't be like, hey, bitch, chill out, dude. Why does it matter if I come? You guys lie all the time. It's unbelievable.
I thought the goal was for me not to come anyway.
Yeah, dude.
That's like 80% of it. And then finally you go, okay, I've done this long enough.
Like, dude, I feel like not in a lot, I feel like in some girls' minds, like, especially ones, like, like a weird household that, like, it doesn't get talked about, they don't talk to their friends about it, like, they're just weird, okay? I feel like a lot of them are, like, disappointed if the dude doesn't come exactly when they come. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I've experienced that. I've been with a girl and she was like, we have to come at the same time.
It's on you then, bitch.
Okay, I'll raise my hand. What do you want me to do?
I had something. Oh, it's the drunker you are, the easier it is to get laid, but the harder it is to fuck. It's that handsome devil.
There's this fucking Indian dude that I work with. Okay, there's this Indian dude who talks to a lot of girls, and like he like plays like the I'm not gay but I'm the gay friend card. You know what I'm saying? And he told us that he likes fucking for the first time while he's drunk. Like he likes meeting girls at bars and having sex with them while he's drunk because he lasts forever and they think it's a good fucking. And then he meets them when he's not drunk and then they're disappointed. And he's like, well, fuck, I can only date you if I'm drunk 24/7. So that's reverse whiskey dick.
He's just gotta get better at holding it when he's sober, I guess. If he can do it when he's drunk, he should be able to do it when he's sober. It's willpower.
He ain't got no willpower, dude.
Yeah, probably not. Oh, this is coming from somebody that doesn't really care if he gets laid or not. So.
True that, dude. Alright, so here we go, dude. We want to get into some conspiracies. We brought up the Maui fire.
Yeah.
It got us talking about Joey B. Okay?
Yep.
I call him Triple B. I call him the bumbling baboon Biden. Alright? But, have you seen the conspiracy theories now about Maui?
Mm-hmm.
So now, because a portion, like, we're so divided on the internet country, okay? I now only refer to the internet as its own thing. Because I do not think the internet accurately represents the average population. Okay?
Social media doesn't represent the average population.
Exactly. So, in the internet community, okay, there is too many conspiracies going on. Hermes! Yo, what's up, Hermes? My fucking boy!
Herms.
What's up, dude? It's been a long time, my boy.
Fuckers.
Hey, fuckers. How's it going over there in the far land across the Ponzies?
Is he from Italy?
I believe he's from Spain, maybe?
Spain.
I believe Spain.
Yeah, I think it's Spain.
I believe Spain. And if I do recall correctly, he was talking to some German cougars? I believe Hermes was...
Possibly.
Yeah, dude, I believe Hermes was that dude, bro.
The sexy Spaniard.
The sexy Spaniard dicking down those Nazis.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, dude. The way he rolls his fucking R's, dude.
You gotta keep them happy.
Yeah,
And
dude.
we see what happens when the Germans...
Oh, yeah, if they get upset, dude, bad time.
So we were like, alright, go ahead and poop and pee on each other and stuff. We won't
Okay.
judge you anymore.
But back to the conspiracy. So, because the internet community, country, the country of the internet is so divided, everything has to be a conspiracy now. Nothing can just be normal stuff. Okay? So, I've already seen plenty of conspiracies where where the U.S. government used a direct energy weapon to burn down that island because they have a plan to turn that into the first smart city in America to see how it works out. Now,
Or keep the AI contained to Hawaii. Okay.
Yeah. Okay? Yeah, dude, from Spain, you can't type that in chat. What the fuck? What can't you type in chat, bro?
Can't type in the chat.
Oh.
I don't know. Twitch might be being weird.
Dude, maybe it's because the thing went into effect where I'm supposed to mark if I'm going to use foul language or whatnot.
You fucker.
And I didn't mark it because fuck Twitch. They could kiss my ass cheeks.
Bunch of cunts. And all the other
All right, I
slurs
gifted
they
you a
don't
sub, so hopefully that gets away any weirdness.
all the other weird stuff that Twitch doesn't like.
Yeah, dude. Like, they don't like this. They don't like that I'm drinking water.
Yeah. Suicide. That's another one I've seen recently. Like, can't say that word. It's like, why not?
Well, yeah, Nick, now all the social media companies, like, they're so censoring. Like, and they're doing it in, like, before it was, they were censoring in a way where it was, they didn't have rules, and then they were censoring the things that they didn't want, okay? So it was obvious that they were leaning towards the Democrats and the left, right? But now they're just like, okay, well then we'll just crack the hammer down. Like, it's like in school. If one kid's chewing gum, the teacher says, fuck it, nobody gets gum, okay? So now the internet's just, like, you can't even say sex on Instagram videos or reels. People have to, like, change it to segs. Because if you even say sex, suicide, if you say rape on YouTube, they will make your video invisible, basically.
Just fucked up. Can't type if you don't use the points. That's fucked.
That's so gay, bro.
Hope you got a lot of points saved up.
There's gotta be something up. Hold on.
Maybe your titties was sucked, or just like always. They're always sucking on my titties, Hermes. Sucking on my titties like you wanna. Calling me. Maybe he got blocked somehow.
I'm looking at it. No. Everything seems fine.
Wait, I'm a mod, huh? Yeah.
Okay, so maybe if I...
So it might just be Twitch fucking up.
Yeah, maybe restart your app or something. I'm not really sure.
Twitch does that a lot.
Absolutely, dude. 100%, dude. And once I think Jeremiah can do it. Jeremiah, can you go back in and give him his points back? I know that's a thing. I might have to do it, but I think you might be able to.
You can just give him points?
No. The points that he used, you can give them back. It's what's this? Viewer rewards, channel points. What is this? Manage challenge rewards. Let's see. Request review queue. Awesome.
Awesome. You did it?
What? Okay, so, it's not showing up.
Deny it. Deny it all.
Yeah, I'm rejecting all.
I'll reject you, Jer. As the false god you are. Florida man.
Maybe I need to call an Indian? Yeah, dude, we need some fucking tech support on this show, dude. 100%, bro. I need somebody that every time I just pick up a phone, like when Kennedy had a phone, the cruise chef, right? I just need my own. So I can fucking, hello, thank you.
Thank you for calling technical support.
Thank you for calling technical support. This is Twitch. Don't be a bitch. Use your channel points.
My name is Tom. I will walk you through the steps. First, have you tried unplugging and plugging Twitch back in?
Have you tried spinning in circle 3 times? taking piece of toilet paper in the rubber band, putting toilet paper over your finger like ghost, taking rubber band, wrapping it around toilet paper, and then shoving it up your ass to make sure it is clean. Because if your ass,
we've had this conversation.
dude, if your ass is not clean, your technology cannot work properly.
Sounds like him getting drugged away. Put your finger up your ass. We're sorry.
Satish, how many times have we told you? You cannot tell people put their finger in their ass. Get that thing. Make sure you put their finger in your ass.
They do not listen.
Satish, you are fired, Satish. No, put your finger in your ass. You are not fired.
Oh, jeez.
Dude, that's so whack. Dude, I'm gonna fight Twitch, bro. 100%. Alright.
They're gonna back out of it like fucking the Zuck did with the Musk fight, right? That's what I heard.
Dude, they were never gonna fight, dude. They were just... Elon was banking on the fact that Threads was gonna fail. So he was okay with doing it because it was going to bring more attention to the fact that he was changing it from Twitter to X. Zuck was hoping that the attention would get people to Threads, which it did. It became the fastest thing to whatever. But it also dropped users. People made accounts and then never logged back in.
Yeah, that was probably just a lot of people. Twitch is fucked. They're a bunch of fucks.
Yeah, dude, I actually don't know what's going on. But if you do the bigger ones, what are they? I don't know how many points you have.
I wish I could gift you my 30,000 points. My child.
I don't know, dude. That's fucking... Yeah, I'm with you, dude. That's fucking gay. Fucking Jews.
Jared's secretly been timing him out. He hates you, Hermes. He told me.
Dude, Hermes, I'm gonna make it up to you, brother. If you're here next week, I'm gonna figure it out, dude. I'm gonna look it up. Okay. But anyway, so this is how loosely based this conspiracy is. And this conspiracy is going crazy for no reason other than the right-wing people are just as annoying as the left, and they're just now fucking admitting it, okay? So, they're saying that the fire in Hawaii was a direct energy weapon because the U.S. government wants to make that island into a 15-minute city and the home of a smart city, the first basically AI ran city, right? Okay, and the whole reason they believe any of this is because a year ago they had a conference in Hawaii about smart cities. And then in a year from now, the US government is planning on having their convention of technology on that island. So that's the whole thing, is there was a fire that destroyed the island. They once had a conference, okay. Do you not think billionaires love going to beautiful places? Like, oh, if I'm going to go somewhere and have an hour meeting, but I'm going to spend 3 days there because I have to, it might as well be in fucking Maui, Hawaii, okay? So they go to these places for conferences, and then a disaster happens, and it can't just be a disaster. Hey, guys, you know the planet's been destroyed and extinction level events have happened at least 4 times? This was just an island. Things happen. Shit happens. There's wildfires in California every year. Nobody says direct energy weapons because they've been happening since before the internet. But because this is a one-off event and there's going to be a technology conference in a year, it's gotta be Biden, bro. Biden used a direct energy weapon and bump that fucking island, dude.
Should I give you 1 week, or I'm just gonna send the Indian Army to your frickin' basement and they're gonna rip your tiny hole? Copy?
Oh, you're gonna send the Indian Army to my basement and rip my tiny hole? Well, that's 3 jokes on you. You don't even know the Indian Army. I've got the U.S. Army on my side, because if any army tries to come to my house on U.S. soil, you're gonna get fucked up and they won't even know why you're coming, okay? And number 3, I don't have a basement. What's good, bro? Come on, dude. There's earthquakes out here.
Just go to a door frame, right? Isn't that if you do an earthquake?
Bathtub and plywood or whatever. You know, like that's like there's like a whole new genre on TikTok of people making like disaster stuff. Okay, so now there's like they just make 3D models. Okay, and then like it'll be like this is what happens, and it's just like a little laggy animated figure of a person. They sit down in their bathtub, and then they reach up and they grab the wall, and the wall closes down on them. Or it's one where it's like, this is if there's a fucking earthquake, and if you're laying in bed, the bed will just close up and put you into an indestructible box, and the box will have bottles of water and food and snacks and a fucking radio for you to contact people for help. But if your pillow is hanging off the edge, it'll think it's your limb, and it won't work. And then I'm thinking to myself, well, what happens if that thing doesn't register and your arm is off the side of the bed, and then that box just goes, and fucking one hacker, dude. One hacker, it's over, dude. Just 100 people in a building locked in a box, like it's over, dude. You're fucked.
I just don't think I'd be able to sleep comfortably on something that I know could potentially fall. I'd rather be able to move if I was in an earthquake, I think. What if there's a fire? You know, how's that box going to protect you from a fire? How much air is in that box?
Well, it's got air tanks and stuff. That's the whole thing. And actually, Jared, it's not already torn apart. It's tighter than the security at Putin's house, my boy.
Chilean army.
Okay, just fuck. Well, changing plans. I send the Chilean army. Aja. What up now, fucker? Can't do shit against them. That's true, bro. The Chilean army literally just could dress up like migrants and walk across the border. Thanks a lot, Joe Biden. Okay?
As long as they don't get caught in the spinny plastic death wheel or whatever that they put across the river. The weird floaty that apparently they were dying on.
Oh yeah, the buoy of death.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Fucking the governor of Texas is about that life. He's like, I'm gonna put a saw blade in between these two buildings. Fucking figure it out, pussies.
Which didn't work.
My question is like, how come none of them go like? None of them. How do they get the? Like, this is what pisses me off about the border. Now, I'm not trying to be a right-wing lunatic, okay? Now, I'm not trying to fucking Republican mode activated, okay? Just, you know what fucking pisses me off? Supposedly 80% of these people aren't even from Mexico. They're traveling from Ecuador, El Salvador, all these Southern American companies. So I'm supposed to believe these people traveled through Mexico on foot with no supplies, going from a regime of craziness in South America, and they get to our border, and they look like me, fat as hell, they have cell phones with plans. How is this happening? I would like to know how the cartel didn't kill them, but we're supposed to be scared if we go to Cabo for a weekend because of the cartels. How did these people, millions of people a year, get through Mexico without being affected by the cartel, get here fat? You walked all the way through Mexico, you're still fat? How, Sway? And how do you have a cell phone? How are you paying for that? How the fuck you do that? You got Obama phones? What's going on here?
Yeah, it is kind of weird, isn't it?
Republican mode deactivated. But all I'm saying is we gotta keep these kids out of these fucking cages. Goddamn Trump, you piece of shit. No, but it is weird. Like if you look at any of the pictures, like of the border right now, like these people look like me. They've got cell phones. Their clothes look like mine. You know what I mean? How did you get there?
I think that might just show just how easy it is to get a cell phone, though. Like, you could probably with $10 get a cell phone down there. Like a disposable, one battery life cell phone. You know?
Okay, we can explain all the things I just said away with answers. But as a whole, it's weird. We can explain why they're large, right? Okay.
I'm thinking how crazy that is.
People kept handing them tacos while they were walking through Mexico. Fucking solved it. They're fat. Okay? We could solve all but as a whole, it's very strange that these people are leaving countries that we don't even, like, we only say the Mexican border, but it's only 20% Mexican-born people crossing the border. 80% of the people crossing the border are from South America.
It's just the border happens to be in Mexico, though.
I know, but what I'm saying is people in South America are like, it's that easy to get into America. So, like, you know, middle-class, suburban, fat fucks like me in Ecuador are like, you know what? I want to go to America.
I just don't know what they expect to find here.
I don't know either.
Like, who's still down there saying, like, yeah, go to Manhattan. It's great. It's the dream. And you get to Manhattan and you go, I want to get out of Manhattan. There's no work here for me.
I think the problem is I've realized is humans suck at options. The more options there are, the more you feel like you're missing out. Okay? So if you grow up in a fucking tribal uncontacted village and the only thing you know exists is fucking hunting this lion, fucking building this hut, banging the chick with the floppy tits over there, you know what I mean? If that's all you know, you're not sad that you're not somewhere else doing something else, right? But the moment you have access to the internet, you're always going to think, like, that's the thing, is you have these people in these poor-ass countries with access to internet for the first time, and they're like, America looks so good. See, I have the ability to look at Instagram and be like, oh, these people are lying. This is not their real life. They're giving their snapshots of what they wish their life was, and they're getting money, a little bit of money from it, and then acting
really
like it's a lot of
how
money.
They're staging their pets and kids to make
Right.
them look real.
And then the people in El Salvador or Ecuador or whatever, they're looking at all the fucking TikTok reels and stuff and being like, 9-year-olds in America are getting rich. We gotta take our family.
Yep.
So am I mad at them?
Social media should be destroyed. Anything with the brand of influencer, like anybody that's ever called themselves an influencer, should be blocked from ever posting something ever again. I can't stand that.
I don't even call myself a comedian. Like, that's the thing. Like, if you take something seriously, right? Like, you don't say it to yourself. Like, or say it about yourself, right? Like, I take comedy very seriously. So I wouldn't disrespect all the people like fucking Tom Segura and John Rogan, by calling myself a comedian when I haven't done the effort or whatever.
It's also,
I say I'm an aspiring comedian.
It's also very classy and humble to not be like, oh, I am this, like I am the best at this, or I do that.
But to say influencer, it's even more gross than if I were to say I'm a comedian.
It's a gross term. Like the term influencer is gross. It might as well be called brainwasher.
And I'm noticing trends that, like, so this one guy got popular because he was doing something nobody else was doing. Where he was taking random objects and was like, how many objects is it going to take to hold me? And he's just in his dorm room and he sets up a bar, like one of those like pull-up bars that you hook on your door or whatever, in between his two things. And then he'd be like, how many fucking coat hangers will hold me? And then he fucking just puts one coat hanger and then it breaks. 2 coat hangers. 5 coat hangers until it holds him. Mm-hmm. And he got popular doing stuff like that, like Slim Jims, all this shit. He got big about over a month because people want to see something new. People are tired of the same couples doing the same couple pranks. People are tired of the same thing every day.
Goofy, having fun.
Right.
Answering stupid questions that people have every day. Like,
right.
People have those thoughts. It's letting the intrusive thought win.
And within 3 weeks of him being popular, there are now 15 different channels dedicated to the same thing. Yeah. But they put their own spin on it, and they act like they're not stealing it. And that shit annoys the hell out of me, because there's no talent to it, right? His talent was the idea of, this is what I want to do, this is unique, nobody else is doing this. It was his idea. That's him, okay? You doing it, but not doing it in a dorm room and doing it in a gymnasium, and like doing it over mats where you jump up and try to hold on to stuff, Like, you still stole that dude's idea. Okay, so that's annoying to me.
They're
Because
having fun.
because it's a thing. They're only doing that because they want views. No, they're not having fun. If they thought it was fun, they'd just be like, "Oh, I'm gonna do that once with my friends while we're drunk." Oh, that was fun. That's the end of it, and then we talk about it every time we hang out. Okay, but what these people are doing is they're like, "Oh, that's getting popular. I want to be popular. I want to be famous." So then they try to do it.
To me, that's no different than people watching Jackass back in the day and filming themselves doing the stunts. It's just a lot easier now to put yourself doing the stunts out there.
It's not the same because Jackass, there was an art to the stunt. Okay, you could create your own Jackass stunts if you were copying Jackass, like what you would in rap bar for bar. Then yeah, dude, you're a fucking dumbass. Don't do that. But if you're creating your own stunts, like pranks or whatever, like that's fine as long as they're good. But if you're just doing it for the sake of copying them, then I think those people are equally as fucked up. The thing is nobody has, like, these are simple concepts. Like, Jackass was a prank concept, so there's a million different ways you can go with pranks. We're talking about the most simplest of things, and people are like, that's getting traction, so I'm going to copy that. You know what I mean? So, like, for instance, like, it started on TikTok with just little dances. You know, that were, like, they do a simple dance, and then the dance got popular. And then the one dude would get popular when now everybody does it, where, like, it's like, where he doesn't talk and he's just like, this is a stupid video, you know?
Joel Haber did that with an art style on YouTube.
Nobody's coming up with their own ideas. They're just trying to follow a trend. So, like, for Sam, for instance, we started a new TikTok channel, okay? And the issue we had with our first TikTok channel is that the first video we posted was about nuking China, okay?
I was about to say you better appeal to the Asian audience.
So we took this into account because TikTok is the most heavily censored of the social media sites, okay? So we took this into account, and our first batch of videos was doing really, really well for a brand new account, right? And out of nowhere, I get a message from Sam that goes, "Bro, we have to start pissing off working class people because there's a guy who just blew up out of nowhere for pissing off working class people." And in my head, like, I'm like, no, we're not doing that. We're doing us, and that's it. Like, I'm not going out of my way to do a trend.
It is an opportunity to get your foot in the door as well, though. Like, there are people that just eternally keep copying like what they're doing, and there are people that have gotten their start from copying something. And
I'm admitting that, like, if I find an opportunity, I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean? But I'm not gonna cater the whole podcast to me trying to find ways to piss off, you know, that group of people for a TikTok clip. You know what I mean? But I'm a reactionary person, so it was already in my train of thought. I was tired of people copying things just for views. Like, have an original idea, be good at what your craft is, whatever. Okay? So when he said that, I ran it through my filter of that. Like, fuck, Sam, you're doing what everybody else is doing. You just want to get there fast. I want to get there doing it the right way.
you also
Okay?
make some money, too.
But then I came down to the center. Like, I reevaluated my thought process, and I was like, it would be good to jump on trends.
Pride cometh before the fall.
I've come to the conclusion that it's good to know the trends, and if one appears, steal it, but don't focus on the trends. That's my goal. But my whole process of talking about this is if I have that type of bias on something so weird, how many dumber people have hundreds of biases they can't even, like, break down? You know what I mean?
It's pet peeves, kind of. Like, oh, that really grinds my gears. Like, that in particularly irks me more than it does most everybody else. Rudeness to me, like, that's probably the biggest thing. Like, someone who does something rude, and, like, nobody, like, addresses it. And I'm like, really? Like, that really, like, makes me mad. But I think that's because I grew up with the 5 siblings, and we were always getting, like yelled at.
Yeah.
Like, you want people to be punished. I shouldn't be, like, psychoanalyzing my pet peeves. You really hate car horns.
Yeah,
Like
dude, it's
that.
fucking
Okay.
unbelievable, dude. I know.
Everybody's got shit like that.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? I want to talk. Okay, we got plenty of time. Sweet. So, how do I want to say this? A friend and I, we had a mushroom pizza without the pizza. Okay? So we ate some mushroom slices without the pizza. Okay?
Bella.
Something like that. Okay? And I want to talk about my experience.
Okay.
Because a few things were funny. Okay? So for legal purposes, when I was in Texas, I took mushrooms. Okay? With my friend. I have a couple stories of things that happened while I was on this mushroom trip that I want to talk about. Okay? So, the first thing is, there was a situation where my buddy that I was doing the trip with went inside. And I'm sitting on his front porch, just chilling. It's like midnight. Okay? There's a street light, and the neighbor has an American flag, like, hanging on the outside of their house. Okay?
Texas.
And I'm going through what I would call peak trip season. Okay? I'm going through it, dude. The world's moving around. Everything's fucky. My brain's going a million miles a minute. And I get locked in on this American flag. And images are smacking me in the face. Okay? I'm looking at World War II images. Like images are literally smacking me in the face. Like my head's moving like this almost. Like I'm getting hit with all these images of fucking World War II and people in rice fields. Like all this crazy shit. Like Ethiopian kids ain't got no food. People under dictators. All of this shit.
That's not a good trip.
And I start getting upset, and I'm like, look away from the flag. Like, there's this guy on my shoulder being like, look away from the flag, dude. And then the other guy's on my shoulder like, don't you look away from the flag, you piece of shit. Don't you dare look away from that flag. Okay? So I'm like having this battle in my head of like what the American flag means. What it's supposed to mean. Not what it means to you. Not what it means to the fucking 15-year-old that loves TikTok. What it's supposed to mean, what it used to mean. Okay? So I'm going through it. My buddy comes outside, sees me like I'm locked in on this fucking flag, dude. I'm breathing heavy because I'm upset. Like I'm literally having a physical, emotional response to this. I'm like huffing and puffing. I'm like staring at this American flag. He goes, bro, you all right? And I lost it, okay? So I'm going to give you the Cliff Notes version of what I said, okay?
Okay.
I was like, dude, no, bro, I'm not okay. I was like, that fucking flag is a symbol. It's supposed to be a symbol. It's supposed to be a symbol of hope. It's supposed to be a symbol of freedom. It's supposed to be a symbol of greatness in the pursuit of happiness. There are people in this world right now that still look at that flag and they're like, I hope someday I can stand on that soil and experience the freedom. And then in World War II, people died for this fucking flag. They went out and they risked their lives knowing they would never see the country that they were protecting again. And I just went on this whole rant about World War II. I went on this whole thing. I was like, and you know what's fucked up? It's because of social media. There's not a kid under our age that gives a fuck about the flag. They don't give a fuck about the Pledge of Allegiance. They don't give a fuck about anything. All they care about is, are black people being treated good? And how many dicks are we cutting off of kids? Like, I just fucking lost it, dude. And I ended it with that line. All anybody cares about is, are black people being treated okay? And how many dicks are we cutting off of kids? I lost my fucking mind about the American flag, dude. And then immediately after that, I busted out of it. And I was like, dude, we gotta nuke somebody to get back some patriotism.
I don't know how long ago that was. Did you see the streamer that got like chased out of Japan by the Yakuza? Might have been a year or two ago or something. He was just like going around harassing people on like the subways, like, oh, we bombed you twice, we're gonna bomb you again, da, 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 da. And he was doing it for like days, and like what the one day, like, there's just a dude in like a suit with like a face mask, like just like followed him throughout the train cars, and like he would try to do it, and the dude would come and say, "No, you're not doing that." And, oh, it's for freedom of speech. You have freedom of speech, but you have to deal with the action, the repercussions of your actions.
Oh,
And then there's footage of him like kneeling on the floor like apologetic Japanese, and he reads like an apology script, but then he goes back out and he starts doing it again, and then there's footage of him with his wrists tied, and he apologizes again, and they escorted him out of the country, I think, and he kept doing it in Vietnam or something.
oh, look at that! Is that a bird? Is that a plane? No, that is a big boy! Oh, it's so bright! Oh, it's so bright! Why are my eyes permanently squinting? Oh my god! Oh god! Dude, we stopped the Asian hate here, bro. That's why we include them in the jokes.
They take the jokes well as well. Like
You know that that Oppenheimer's not allowed to be shown in Japan?
they don't take those jokes so well. I meant like
Japan is only
the stereotype jokes.
Japan has only banned one episode of South Park.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like they take the stereotype joke, how you can't really make fun of white people. You can insult like an Asian person, but they take it better, like classier. And even if they're offended by it, they won't let you know.
Okay.
But they don't like the nuclear
I'll ban
bomb
everything.
stuff. And I think beheading. That's another. Like you can't show anything that like depicts beheading in Japan. That'll get your movie banned.
Oh, but their entire ancient dynasty was based on it.
Yes.
That's fire, dude.
And like you can't do like any like seppuku or any of that. Like, well, think about how recent that was. Like 100 years ago, they still had a god emperor. Emperor was god in Japan.
Okay.
Less than 100 years ago.
Okay, so I have an interesting theory now that we're on Japan. I have not done nearly enough research. But I'm just going to go out on a limb on this idea I had. I discussed it with my historian friend Jim. That's what we call him now, the historian friend Jim.
I thought he joined the Discord this week.
Well, yeah, he did. So
Yeah, another good one, Jer. They're picky about certain things.
So I have an interesting theory about Japan. In my opinion, Japan is places like Japan and Hawaii are the best case scenarios for human evolution looking, okay? So until the airplane was made, like if you were going to research something about human evolution, right? I feel like those two places would be the best places because until the airplane was made, their culture was essentially isolated. Okay? So yeah, there was boats that went back and forth, but it's not like their entire island left and then got replaced by another set of people. It's been the same core group of genetics for the most part since the beginning of their history. Okay? So, if there was a place on Earth that if just natural evolution were to take place through the species, it would make sense to see it pop out a little bit more with them, right? Okay, so now here's my argument. Japan is the only large civilization that has a birth. There's small villages and stuff that have this, but it's because it's a way smaller number. But once you get into the large numbers, it is the only civilization that has a 2-to-1 female to male birth rate. Okay? Everywhere else is 51 to 53% female to the opposite male. Okay? Japan is the only one that is almost over 2-to-1 female to male. Now, my argument would be is if evolution is real and the DNA's primary job is to find and create its next host to carry it on, it would make sense that because of the way Japan lived through most of its history, where the male was the one who fought and died, that it would make sense
that the DNA would go, you have a better chance of surviving as a female, and you only need a 2-to-1 ratio of a male to impregnate the females.
The males were the ones that were fighting everywhere. That wasn't strictly
Okay.
a Japanese thing.
But Japanese people had the honor system where if you fucked up, you killed yourself. Okay? The females don't really do that. That's a male thing. That's a male guard thing. Okay? No, hold on.
I think some of the females would actually do that.
Okay, but my whole point is they were a warring country forever. One of the most brutal even. It's on record. Okay? I'm trying to find an evolutionary reason why their DNA would go from 50-50 like everybody else to 66-33. Right? And the only thing I can think of is that their evolutionary bloodlines are the most consistent of the rest of the world, so it's not got all this other stuff thrown in and adding to the mix, and that is pure evolutionary thing, that your DNA is starting to realize that males survive less long, or there's less of it going around, and that there's more of a possibility that our DNA will end as a male.
I think it would make more sense to say one male can impregnate multiple females.
That's why it's so easy for it to happen.
Yeah,
Like that's why evolution took to it, because okay, let's just say each DNA line is its own thing. Okay? That's what they say. Okay? Each DNA line is its own thing, and you're supposed to make the best decision going forward. That's why humans have preferences. That's why men like big asses, because birthing hips. That's why females love a strong jawline and symmetrical features, because it gives the illusion of strength. Okay? So this is all evolutionary stuff. Okay? So if your DNA makes you like big asses for an evolutionary reason, it would make sense to think that it would notice that, like, okay, so at some point in history, evolution realized that skinny hip bitches have a hard time birthing. Okay? So through natural selection and evolution, we chose the bitches with big hips to make birthing easier. Okay? Which made our hips grow. Like, their hips grow over time.
They would also survive the childbirth, so they would be able to
Exactly.
have more kids.
So evolution decided in that instance,
Darwinism.
big hips equals better chance. So it makes sense that female equals better chance of going forward in having kids. And because you have a situation where you only need one man to impregnate multiple females, the bloodline can let that happen. That's the same, like my thing is lions, okay? Lions are very much similar. The men fucking are way less numbered than the females, and that's because, hold on, men have the tendency, male lions have the tendency to fight more. The more male lions there are, the more fighting there is within the more civil war there is, and the less actual hunting gets done, okay? So there are multiple more female lions to every male lion, and even the female lions get in the hunt, and maybe that's a newer thing, but they believe that back in the day that female lions did not. And
female lions do the majority of the hunting.
Now, but they believe back then that males did it. But through evolution, through the male toxicity, lions fucking are literally, like, people, like, feminists point to lions and say that literally men are only around for sperm donors. Okay? So now, if that can happen in nature without human influence, why couldn't that happen in a situation like humans with Japan? You have clearly 20-year-olds to 30-year-olds getting murdered and women living way longer than that. So it would make sense to start having more females. Also because your males are getting murdered, so you need to produce more people.
There's so many different factors that could be going into that. Coyotes, when they howl at night, they're actually doing a census.
Mm-hmm.
And based on the amount of howls that the female hears, they will have more pups in a litter, less pups in a litter. They'll get the horny. Like, there's so many different things. Like, it's just intrinsically ingrained in everything. And the male lions actually don't spend any time with the pride for the most part. They actually patrol whatever mile radius that, like, a male lion owns. They pretty much just walk around. And they'll just do, like, little passes.
It was more of a numbers thing I was associating with.
They probably do hunt, but they hunt for themselves. They
But
don't,
also,
drag it
male
back to
lions
the
are
pride.
known to fight with male lions
Mhm.
more than they fight with anything else.
Yeah.
Like a fucking
Nothing else
antelope.
wants to fuck with a lion.
Right. So,
It's like the joke, tigers have fake eyes in the back of their head. And someone was like, what scares me is the fact that a tiger would need fake eyes on its head. What the heck could a tiger be afraid of? And the response was, another tiger. Like if a male tiger is walking through his zone and there's a rival tiger trying to sneak up on him, that'll give him a second thought. Like, oh shit, he's looking at me.
okay, so then this leads me into my second mushroom story. Okay? So, we're talking about evolution and stuff like that. Now we're going to switch it up to consciousness a little bit. So it all started out with I'm tripping, and we start talking about dreams. Dreams are wild. Okay? And then I talked about the fact that I had a reoccurring dream throughout my childhood. Okay? Well, not childhood. I would say middle school to early high school. I had a reoccurring dream, middle school to high school. And there was a woman that I had this dream about over and over and over again. And she was the most beautiful woman that I thought I had made her up. She was so beautiful. Okay? I was like, I made that up. Okay? And then one day in psychology class in high school, I learned that your subconscious brain, which is in charge of dreams, cannot create anything. Okay? It can only replay things you've already seen in different variations. And ever since I made that realization, I've said, oh my God, so I've seen the woman I view as the most beautiful woman in the world. I've seen her somewhere.
She exists.
She exists. And the weirder part is that I figured out who it was.
So
Now that I
why?
knew she existed. No, I'm not going to put her on blast, but I had a crush on a girl in middle school and high school. It turns out it's her sister. Okay, so I saw her sister at a pep rally once. Most beautiful girl I've ever seen. At the time. Alright? But anyway, so it started making me think like, well, when I realized that I knew who it was, I never had the dream again. So I had a reoccurring dream about this girl. I realized who it was, realized that my brain didn't make it up, it had to have seen it before, figured out who it was, never had the dream again. So then, stupid thought popped into my brain. What's the number one thing people are talking about when they defend that AI is not going to take over people? That AI can't create anything new. It can only rework what already has been created. That's what my fucking subconscious does. Okay? So basically you're telling me that AI and my subconscious are exactly the same, which almost gives credence to simulation theory, but I broke it down like this. What makes humans unique is that animals have an AI processing theory as well, right? So they're basically going off of a subconscious. They live on a subconscious. We call it instincts. They live on it. They live on a subconscious. They don't have a conscious brain. What sets humans apart is we have a conscious brain that can overwork our subconscious. So, for instance, if I'm sitting here and I'm talking to the camera and then you randomly throw something at me, I will stop it, in theory, if I have good reflexes. I will stop it, and then I will have the thought in my brain, holy shit, I can't believe I just stopped that. So there's a part of my brain that's working over my conscious thinking, okay? So I stop the bottle.
Keeps you breathing.
Yeah.
Your heart beating.
So I think what most of our...
Keeps you blinking.
Yeah, dude, okay? And it keeps my depression sinking, dude. It's what it is, dude, okay? So I'm under the thought that humans have two separate things. So if we were, what are we scared about AI doing? Becoming sentient. We literally could be just AI being sentient. And that thought, while I was on mushrooms, made me, for 42 seconds, I chose 42, Hitchhiker's Guide, okay? 42 seconds, I was like, fuck, dude, we are in a simulation. It all makes fucking sense, dude. The micro, the macro, meshing together to fuck my brain up. And then I broke all of that with one little thing. I'm conscious.
You almost achieved Kim.
I think that sentience of an AI would not understand that it became sentient. Like we do. Okay? So we think that's why we're special, because we can create things. So my subconscious can't create anything, but my active brain can create things. That's how things get created. Okay? And then, okay, now here's where it got good for me. I was like, that's the thing. Let's say there's a balance of each in everybody's head. Conscious versus subconscious. Okay? A study from Harvard recently came out and said 37% of people don't have an inner voice that talks to them. They basically just run on autopilot all day. And then whenever they get asked a question, then they think. They're not just walking around thinking all day. Like, they're not doing a regular task thinking about something else. They're just thinking about doing the task. So I made all that in one moment, came crashing down, and I said, fuck, dude, there's a level of consciousness and subconsciousness in every person, and it varies differently. So some people are super conscious, and their subconscious sucks. That's why they have no fucking reflexes, and they're fucking nerds that don't play sports. And then there's people who are full-blown subconscious, and they catch a ball, but they don't know 2 + 2. And I was like, dude, that's humans. We have conscious and unconscious levels, and everybody fucking mixes in somewhere.
It's the id versus the ego, I believe. The id is like your primal instinct, like to survive.
And if you're trans, it's Optimus Primal. Go ahead. Go ahead.
That's about it.
Okay, dude, it's Optimus Primal, dude.
And the ego is just like your conscious. It's like that's old psychology. I might have it backwards, but that's the id and the ego.
But yeah, dude, but what do you think? I just fucking broke that down pretty cool, didn't I?
Yeah, that would have been I don't know if I would say enjoyable trip to the mushroom store, but every now and then you gotta eat some shiitake, and you never know if it's gonna be a good batch or a bad batch.
So then we had a fun conversation where, you know our buddy Jim?
Yeah.
He was on an 8-day fast.
Or
Resident historian.
Yeah, resident historian. I couldn't remember resident.
Resident Evil historian. Okay. So, he was on an 8-day fast. Okay.
As he's known to do.
And then we were talking about an operation we had heard about where people were grinding up mushrooms and putting them in the like empty pill capsules. Okay? And then selling them that way. And we were joking around about like, I was joking around. I was like, you know what's funny is like the people that make those pills, those empty pill cases that you can fill with whatever you want, you know what I mean? They know what's going on. You know what I mean? It's the same thing like, oh, the people that make stamp bags. Oh, I think our customers are selling individual buttons. Yeah. You know, like, no. You know what the fuck you made the stamp bag for, dumbass. You know we're not market. Selling individual ass buttons. We're selling 8 balls. Okay? So, the same thing with those people with the pills. Oh, you think we're just grinding up kelp and putting it in there being like, I'm trying to be healthy. Some people are. Bitch.
Some people are.
And some people are selling buttons. Okay?
Yeah.
And some people are selling buttons.
There is one psychopath somewhere that's using it to sell buttons.
He's at Trader Jack's right now.
And he's probably eating the kelp pills too.
100%, dude. And it was just funny because then I thought, like, how funny would it be if you just started dehydrating your food? Okay? Because he's on an 8-day fast, so clearly he's on some weird shit. Yeah. So I was like, dude, you should go and start dehydrating all your food, right? And we start making a TikTok series because it'll go viral, okay? We make a TikTok series about where, like, it starts out with, hey, babe, I don't want to eat food anymore because I don't want to be a tubby tub. So let's start dehydrating food and putting it in pills. And then the next morning he wakes up and she goes, here, honey, and hands him a plate. And it's just 3 little pills, okay? And then the next video is, all right, after 3 weeks, it's finally my cheat day. And he holds out his hand and it's just a mountain of pills. And then he throws them all in his mouth and he goes, bitch, where's the gravy? And then she goes, oh, sorry, and throws him 1 extra pills and he throws it in and he's like, that's better.
There's
okay?
a question.
Okay?
If you could swap eating, okay, like the act of eating, you can never eat again, and it's replaced with just eating a pill maybe once or 3 times a day, but you're never hungry. Like, you eat the pill and it makes you feel full and it gives you all the vitamins and nutrients you can need. It's like a tasteless pill, and it's like all the health, you'd be perfectly healthy, you know. Would you swap eating for that?
Okay, well, the comedic answer is, Hell no, dog. Have you had pizza?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay? But the real depressing answer is, yes, I would take that in a heartbeat, but the problem is, I don't think that's my issue. My issue is if I'm bored, sad, depressed, even a little bit out of like, it's not, most of it's something, you know how I got fat?
Like
I started eating when I wasn't hungry.
Like anything you would eat, you would throw up if you were using a user of the pills, and you have to
bro,
keep eating the pills.
100%. If you gave it to me right now, I'd start it today.
Yeah.
Because if it wasn't a rich person's thing, I would start Ozempic, because they started there's a new pill out called Ozempic.
Diabetes.
Yeah. And the only downfall is that it also degrades muscle mass, so you just have to work out a lot to counteract that. So, yes, I would do that in a heartbeat, because I've already thought about trying to get a second job just for Ozempic, dude. Because literally, it's not a anything other than the fact that, okay, I'll give you an example. This is really embarrassing to say, when I was smoking K2, was so depressed and sad and everything that this is when it all started. I just started eating to fill my face. I went to the store, I spent money, I came home, and I was like, I have enough food to last me all weekend. I'm not going to have to leave the house. By midnight that night, I was breaking into the last box of Little Debbie fudge rounds, okay? I was supposed to have an entire weekend's worth of food. In 8 hours, I ate it all. I'm on my last box of Little Debbie fudge rounds. I hit the bowl of K2. I eat the rest of the fudge rounds. I had eaten this was actually really scary, okay? Because I had to force myself to go throw up. I tried to swallow the fudge rounds. I couldn't. There was literally no more room. I was choking myself because I had eaten so much food, it couldn't go anywhere. And I was choking on the food I was eating, and it was because I was just so sad and fucking high that I wouldn't stop eating. I had to go make myself throw up for an hour straight just so I could swallow liquid.
I've definitely done some sad eating.
But never to that level.
At that point, no.
Okay? So, that's
I've eaten a whole pizza and a thing of cookies in my time, but...
Yeah, dude, that's a regular day for me.
Yeah.
Not now, but, like, at one point, that was a regular day.
Hey, back when I was working at the pizza shop, I probably did that a good bit.
But,
I was also stoned most of the time.
But yeah, I don't think it's there's a large amount of times I'm not even hungry, but I eat because I'm thinking about food. If I could get rid of that, I'd be okay.
My only thing is if it's next to me, I'll eat it. So like if I buy a bag of chips,
that's why I don't keep food in this house.
That's the same thing. And if it's not something that I have to actually cook and prepare, I won't buy it and keep it in like my fridge.
I literally keep no food in this house because the moment I get bored or
I keep a
anything.
jar of pickles. Jar of pickles is a good one to keep because you can't just sit there and eat a whole jar.
And you know what's funny is like a lot of people would tell me like back in the day, just buy healthy food, because I did that for a while, and it's the same. Like it's just, that's how I know it's a mental thing. I'd fucking eat a fucking batch of bananas in an hour.
Yeah.
You know, and then the problem is we live in a country where vegetables and fruits are expensive. And I don't like pooping my brains out all the time. You know what? I'm being a baby. I'm going to start buying fruits. I'm going to start shitting my brains out and losing weight.
You don't need too many fruit. Fruit should be like the treat almost. That should be where you get your sugars. Like if you're eating healthy, like not too much fruit. It's veggies and meat.
Well, Ozempic literally just does what I've said for the last 8 years I wish medicine did. I wish I could put in the pill form, okay? That feeling you get. Do you know that feeling you get when you're about to be, like, get sick? Where food, even when you're hungry, the thought of food is unappetizing and makes you feel weird. But not to the point where you actually want to throw up, right? But that like 4 hour span where you're like, I haven't eaten in 24 hours. I wonder why I'm not hungry. And then you think of food and you're like, I don't want to eat. I wanted to put that in the pill form. And that's what Ozempic does. Ozempic literally just makes it to where you're always in a constant state of food makes me feel sick, kind of.
See, I couldn't give up on food, though. That's like one of the key components of life. As like stupid as that is to say, it's like one of the most basic things that every living creature enjoys. You know? It's one of the things you're put here to do is eat and screw. Like at a primal level, like I was you were saying before, the ego. That's ingrained into you. Is go get food and then screw.
Okay, I'll ask you a controversial question for the internet. This is a simple question, yet a hard question. Do you think more rape happens now, or when humans didn't have a language?
Well, with the number,
That's what makes this a hard question.
yeah, with the inflation,
That's what makes this a hard question.
With the
I've thought about
inflation.
this because at first, when I first thought the question, I said, "Oh, easy." Back when there was no language, and then I thought about the sheer numbers.
Yeah, when we're up in the billions now, I would.
So
say
obviously,
now.
if we're talking percentages, it's pretty easy.
Percentages absolutely would be back then, but if you're going off straight off numbers, I think I would give it to nowadays, just from the sheer number of people. Like every time you blink, someone's probably getting raped.
You've heard it here first, chat. Language causes rape, okay? And that's what we're saying.
No wrong. No.
I'm doing this new thing because the right and the left just keep arguing over this thing where they're like, oh, like this is, now they're doing it with everything. So it started with RFKJ about vaccines. Causation doesn't equal correlation or whatever. Correlation doesn't equal causation or whatever the fuck. Now they're doing that with everything. No, I want to do that. No, I'm going to do that. Language causes rape. When there was no language, there was less rape than there is now. So, correlation, more language equals more rape. So language causes rape. We're in it, bro.
Remove everybody's tongue. It offends me.
Yeah.
Give them to a mute person to just hold. Because symbology.
You know what's even more scary?
What?
Okay. I did not think we were going to go this deep, this serious. Okay? But you know what's even more scary? The fact that, I don't even know if like you're allowed to say this type of stuff.
Fuck Twitch.
There is a I don't want to say large. There is a group of women that, while being raped, still got wet and turned on.
Yeah.
Okay? So that's scary.
It's more fucked up than like scary. It's just like, oh man, it sucks that like that could happen.
Well, no, it's scary in the fact of, I'm thinking of scary as in, okay, imagine being a woman who not only do you now have to deal with the fact that you've been raped, but you then have to also deal with the fact that you think you might be fucked up because you kind of enjoyed it.
Yeah.
That's scary, dude.
Yeah, it's
not
true.
only do you have to worry about being raped, but then you have to worry about the over-judging of yourself and the mental fucking gymnastics you would have to do with yourself. Why was I turned on? Why did I... What the fuck? Like,
It's true.
that's scary to me. Like, just the mental aspect of it. It's good for the rapist, but whatever. We don't care about him. I hope not. You know, I hope they're not doing it for that reason. Like, I don't want to disappoint my rapist. That would be shitty, dude. I don't want him to regret raping me.
I didn't want him to have a bad time, you know?
You know, like, we spent this whole 45 seconds together, you know?
He worked really hard to plan this all out and bring this together, you know?
Dude.
Jeez.
Yeah, dude.
I'm pretty sure you can say that. I don't know if you should say that.
That's true, dude. That's true, dude. Okay, the lesson of the story here is don't cater to rapists.
Regardless, we've said it. It's out there.
At the end of the day, stay dry. Okay? So,
Put sand in your panties. Whatever it takes.
well, dude, what about those fucking rapists so bad in Brazil that girls walk around with a
It's one of those anti-rape devices.
Yeah,
like the hook.
Yeah, so like if your penis goes in, when you go to pull it out,
It's
it'll
like a Chinese finger trap.
yeah, dude, but for your dick.
The problem with those
Is now you're stuck to the guy.
Well, no, it if it's the ones I'm thinking, it literally shreds the dude's penis when he pulls it out, and it does stop the rape, but I think statistically it increases the murder rate
Oh, I'm sure, dude.
because when the rapist pulls out and his dick's been shredded into linguine, usually he beats the woman to death, if not bleeding out himself. I remember hearing about that in high school, when, like, they came out with them. And that was like immediately we were like, that's just a bad idea. Like it's a good idea. I wish that it would work, but generally, if the dude's able to be inserting into you, you're not getting away after his. And if it is one where it's like a Chinese finger trap and it just holds them in, like you said, you can't get away.
Yeah, you keep talking.
So that's just like a gun. A gun would be the better option. Fuck tearing his dick up. Fucking put the dog down.
I mean, dude, the whoever made that to think,
It's a
like,
good
if the
idea.
dude's, no,
Like,
it's not. If you just
if it
take
would
1
work,
second to think,
it would
if the
be-
dude's already at the point of
Yeah.
rape,
Okay,
murder's
yeah.
not that far
Like,
away.
it was probably already
imagine-
being considered.
Imagine a guy on the verge of life to the point where he's already at rape, and you think shredding his dick in the silly string isn't gonna make him choke you to death. You know what I mean? Like, the dude's at rape, murders the next door neighbor. You don't think he's gonna go next door?
It was really bad. It was when that mosquito dick rapist was on a spree there, and the dick was so narrow it didn't even hit the fish hooks. He got away with so many rapes. Promiscuous belly dancer having liquor trap. Excellent for some. Ouroboros. I don't know. Promiscuous is probably good to have it. And then put Ouroboros belly dancer. I want to see what it does with Ouroboros. Make sure I know how to spell it. O-U-R-O-B. Something like that.
Jared, it just literally, it's not gonna do it, bro. Maybe spell that.
O-U-R-O-B-O-R-O-S. Belly dancer. Try that.
It just made a hot belly dancer with liquor.
Yeah. Did she look like Salma Hayek, though?
We didn't say Selma Hayek.
Was it listening to us, spying on us?
I mean, kinda.
Yeah, it kind of does.
Kinda.
I want to see if it knows Ouroboros. It doesn't.
Nope. I mean, there's some weird little hand here. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna do this. This is a complicated thing.
Mm-hmm. Just try Ouroboros. I want to see what it does. I want to go pee. I'll be back.
Okay. Just Ouroboros, nothing else?
Yeah, that'd probably be a pretty cool image.
Okay.
Probably a dragon.
Alright. Yeah, Jared, I'm not even gonna waste the time to bring them up. They were bad, dude. They were not good. But what is good is we all know about Red. That beautiful redhead from Denmark. Hey, girl. Okay? At the end of the day, I want to play double dutch in the bedroom with you. You know what I'm saying? You little Dutch queen. Hey, you little Dutch queen. Okay? So, let's talk about it, dude. Let's talk about if I was a Viking and I showed up to a village, she'd be my queen. And every other dude would get his head chopped off and I'd show her my boat. And that's what it is, dude. And this is what she made for the channel, chat. Boom! Look at that. She knows we love the Pokemon. Now, I don't know what's more beautiful, her art or her. but at the end of the day, I like them both.
You don't want to chop the head off of a Viking queen's husband and then marry her. That actually happened in history, and it did not end well for the guy that did the head chopping at the end.
Did he get sucked off at least once?
I don't think so.
Well then, fuck, dude, I'm not doing it. But look.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she made that, dropped it in the Discord 45 minutes before podcast.
Is it all 150? I don't see 150. Might be though. It's actually smaller than you think when you. It's at the middle of his. Right in the middle of his head. Which Pokemon is that? The Tangela, maybe?
Maybe, I'm not sure.
It's the only one I think I can't recognize. Like dead smack in the middle, like that his bit of hair that goes down the middle between his eyebrows. What's that blue? Is that Tangela maybe? It's right above Weedle.
Look at Squirtle, he looks so high.
Yeah, he does. It's pretty good though for getting them all into there. It's gotta be Tangela. That's the only one I can't like immediately recognize.
Well, she's also not a super big Pokemon fan.
That's a dope looking Dragonite though. I actually like that depiction of Dragonite.
Right there?
Yeah, his head looks more like a Dragonair. He doesn't have the big derpy head. You see that?
And then, dude, there's a Dragonite right here, too!
Yeah, but that's it. It's the derpy looking Dragonite that I already love. But I like the more regal looking one there.
Okay, and then that's the big version for detail, and that's the one we're going to keep on the screen.
Nice. It's pretty dope. Pretty dope.
With the door stop? Alright, hold on, and then we will pull up. This is what it made for you, sir.
Yeah,
Boom.
oh, that's pretty boring.
Oh.
Your slow bro is dope.
Bro, you're slow, bro, dude. Dude. Okay, real quick. We have 4 minutes to talk about Pokemon. I was thinking about this. If I were to get a custom ordered chessboard, what pieces would be Pokemon? So what Pokemon would be each piece? So what would the pawns be? What would the rook be? What would be the knight? What would be the king? What would be the queen? I mean, the king's probably got to be Mewtwo, right?
What you could do is make a chess set for each generation. And that way you could have like Rattatas or Pidgeys or something be the pawns.
Okay, let's just go overall. One chess set, all Pokemon available. What do we make in the board? What does your board look like? Because it's your custom board. You get to make it. What would your pieces be?
I would put Mewtwo as the king.
As the king?
No, actually, maybe you make Pikachu the king because it's Pokemon. Maybe he's got to be the. You make like a little statue of
I was
Ash
thinking
and
about
Pikachu.
making Ash Ketchum the king.
Yeah, or like red. And just put Pikachu on his shoulder. And then like Mewtwo could be the queen or something. That's the problem though. You'd almost have to do one for each generation. Because there's like so many different things that could fit. You could do like Latios and Latios as the king and queen. Nido King and Nido Queen as the king and queen.
Okay, here's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with starter Pokemon or pawns. So it doesn't have to be the same starter Pokemon for all of them. Any starter Pokemon is a pawn.
So all your pawns are the same starter Pokemon?
Nope.
See, that's
Any starter Pokemon.
that's gonna make it pretty fucking hard. I guess.
No, it's
I
not.
guess, yeah. You could just know that's a starter Pokemon. Yeah.
Any starter Pokemon is a pawn.
Yeah.
So then you could have, like, say on one side of the board you have, because what it's 8. It's 8, right? 8 across.
2 rooks.
2 knights.
2 bishops. 2 knights.
2 sliders.
King and queen. So yeah, it's 8 across.
8 across. So you could go with one side of it being the 8 fire starters, and then the other side be the 8 water starters, or the grass starters.
That's true. 8 generations.
Yeah. Or you could have it where it's...
You would have to have multiple sets, though, because people would want to collect all the different little figures. Be like, oh, which team do you want to use on your chess set? That would be part of the...
Oh, shit! Jer's so right. Nido Queen and Nido King.
Did he say that before I said it? Yeah, he must have said it before I said it. There's a lot of, like, pairings like that.
I'm still trying to figure out pawns, because pawns to me is the hardest.
Like I said, to me, if you do it like by generation, you could just make pawns like the most common, like Rattata or something, you know.
So I would make
Make one side Rattata and the other side Pidgeys.
So I would make let's break it down. Let's just do a Gen 1 chessboard. Gen 1 chessboard. I'm making my what are they? Rooks? The ones on the end?
Yeah, the castles.
The castles. Okay, I'm making my castles Machamps.
Okay.
And I'm making I'm making my castles Machamps on one side of the board, and the castles on the other side of the board are golems.
Okay.
Okay? I'm making sliders on one side of the board, Beedrills, sliders on the other side, Butterfrees.
That's a good one. And matching them up with their equivalents.
I'm going King and Queen. I'm going. Ooh, that's actually.
Those almost have to be legendaries.
That's what I was thinking.
Or Ash. You could even do Ash as the king and Pikachu as the queen.
Ooh, Ash and Dawn and Brock and Misty.
Yeah, you could make it like pairings or something. I'm thinking if the way he's doing it, the pawns could be like a Growlithe on one side, a Vulpix on the other, and stuff like that. The ones that are Nidoran, Nidorina, or Nidoran female on the other side. That would work with your Machamp Golem, and then you could put like Alakazam and Gengar as your...
That's what I was looking for. I was looking for an opposite of as Knights. Yeah. I was looking for the opposite of Gengar as Knights, because Gengar. But
Alakazam's better.
Alakazam's better than Gengar?
Well, hands down. He was like the strongest Pokemon up until like
Don't
a few gens ago.
worry about strength.
And he's cool too. I love Alakazam.
See, dude, this is what's hard for me. You know why the reason I fell in love with Gengar?
Why?
Literally, only because of fan art.
Okay.
Because more people did Gengar fan art and put him in cool scenarios that he would never be in the actual Pokemon shows or anything like that.
They did some goofy stuff when they were in the cartoon. The Haunter and Gengar episode.
Yeah. But fan art of Gengar is so cool.
And there's a lot of stuff you can do with Gengar too. He morphs his body and blends into shadows.
Your Pokemon trainer. Only Gen 1 Pokemon exist in the entire world.
And what they do with the trainer is you do it like a fucking Warhammer piece or something, and you just let them paint it however they want.
Okay. We just give them little blocks of wood and tell them to sand it down.
Use your imagination.
Yeah.
Here's a knife.
We just send them a bunch of balls of Play-Doh. Figure it out.
We've got a Warhammer set.
But only the first 151 Pokemon exist in this world, okay? You're a Pokemon trainer. You're only allowed, in this world, you're only allowed to carry 3 Pokemon on you at all times. What 3 Pokemon do you keep on you? I already know mine. Charizard, Electabuzz, fuck. I don't know mine. I know 2 of mine. Charizard, Electabuzz.
I'd have to see a size comparison between Charizard and Aerodactyl. Because if Aerodactyl's bigger than Charizard, I would pick Aerodactyl.
And probably Gyarados. So I'm going to go
I was thinking
Charizard, Gyarados, Electabuzz are my 3.
I'm thinking Blastoise. So like
Well, I didn't want to pick 2 starters.
Aerodactyl.
I'm a psycho like that.
Aerodactyl, Blastoise, Rock Flying, Surf. You want it's like a utility Pokemon. So maybe Alakazam.
Alakazam.
Yeah. Aerodactyl, Blastoise, Alakazam.
See, mine's hard to choose between.
Or Arcanine, because I like dogs.
It's easy for me, Charizard, Electabuzz, because when I first played the game, the first time I ever played Pokemon, I'd never watched the show. I didn't know anything about the game. I didn't know anything about Pokemon. My friend gave me a Game Boy Color with Pokemon Blue, and he was like, "Play it," and I chose Squirtle off the bat. Okay, so when I saw Charizard for the first time, I was like, "All I want to do is get that one." Okay. And then when I caught Electabuzz, which apparently was really rare in Pokemon Blue, I caught an Electabuzz, and it was the main Pokemon I used. I got it up to level 99 without using cheats. So ever since then, those 2 for Gen 1 are like ingrained in my brain from the game. And then when I started watching the show, because I ended up loving the game so much, that's when I fell in love with Typhlosion.
Typhlosion is pretty much as good as Charizard too. Like their stats are like exactly
Except
the same.
he's not dual type.
He just didn't get the love that Charizard got.
Well, Gen 2 is the only gen that doesn't have any dual type Pokemon. Every other generation has at least 1 dual type Pokemon.
Sneasel.
Starters, dude.
Yeah, you're right.
I guess I should have said that. Starter Pokemon.
Guess you're right.
Yeah, because Gen 1, Venusaur and Charizard are dual type.
Hey, he doesn't start dual type though. He's
No,
fire,
but I'm saying, but when they end up dual type.
the Venusaur and all
None
the
of-
other grass.
Feraligatr, Meganium, Typhlosion, all single type.
Blastoise. He didn't need another type. He's just a beast. I love me some Blast. I love Feraligatr too though. I just love the first 2 gens.
Dude, Gen 2 to me, dude, like, as much as I love Gen 1, dude, Gen 2, just like,
And it
I
wasn't
don't know,
even-
man.
It wasn't even like a finished game either when they came out. Like the original Gold and Silver, like they weren't even like finished. You get the Kanto and it's like a joke, but they're still great.
Does Hisuian count? I don't even know Hisuian starters. What are the Hisuian starters, dude?
I didn't know there were any either. I thought they were all just normal Pokemon. Like
Wait, what gen is Hisuian?
That's the Hawaiian one, isn't it?
Sun and Moon?
No, Alolan was the one with the long neck Executor. I know.
Right.
That. Swain, is that the one with the? I don't know that the fire.
What game,
Marowak.
Jer, what game is Hisuian? Don't tell me generation, tell me what game. What game is Hisuian Pokemon in?
Or no, that fiery Marowak's Alolan too, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That was like my favorite one of those that they came out with.
My favorite, like, version... Okay. My favorite version of...
Cyndaquil, Rowlet, and an Oshawott. Okay, I think I do remember seeing that now.
But still, Hisuian Typhlosion is Fire and Ghost. In what game is that?
That's
I
one
need
of
to
the
get that
newest
game
ones.
because I want a Hisuian Pokemon so bad.
Legends Arceus.
Oh, but that game sucks, dude. There's no battling or anything. At least that's what I heard.
I haven't heard too many good things from any of the more recent Pokemon games. There's always a lot of hype when they first come out.
Dude, I don't care what anybody says. Scarlet and Violet's awesome.
Is it? I've heard
I've played it
people
3
get
times.
mixed up
I've
with it.
enjoyed every time I've played it.
To be fair though, a lot of like the super hardcore Pokemon fans, I can't stand most of their opinions. So.
Well, yeah, most people are just unpleasable.
Especially a hardcore fan base
Okay.
of anything.
So Jer had a Margot's.
You want to steal Margos's Geodude?
Sing it louder, dude. When you're in danger, you give yourself the stranger. Dude, why am I having such a hard time spelling this?
I don't understand how anybody can actually give themselves the stranger. Your hand's numb. How do you manage to like actually like, work your hand?
When you're in danger, you feel like a ranger. You know you're in danger, but you beat off anyway.
You're sexual deviant. What can we say?
When you don't know what is an achievement, you're just a sexual deviant. You know to beat off. Because when you play Rocket League and you hate the Jews, you name your safe Adolf Hitler.
That was all over the place there at the end.
Yeah, dude. If you're playing Rocket League and you're also anti-Semitic, make sure your name is either Adolf Hitler or Adolf Hitler. Either way, you're Rocket League Jew-hating goated. That's what it is.
Wow, no.
Dude, where's Jer at, dude?
Just here. Wrap and pray. The boy.
I don't like doing raids with only 2 people, to be honest.
Yeah, that's understandable.
It's so, like... Jer, it's not you. It's the fact that I don't like Twitch because clearly there's at least 3 of us. If you're still here, there's at least 3 of us watching, and it says there's only 2. I'm going to do the raid, but I don't like it, and I'm not going to talk because this person's going to think we're some sort of dork because we only have fucking 2 viewers. I'm doing it, bro. Fucking raiding, dude. Right now, dude.
Dead. Marcus, Chad. Chad dead.